Welcome to aminacademy.com. In cognitive psychology, let us discuss about development of perceptual abilities. The study of perceptual development begins with an understanding of the early environment of energy and matter that is to be pursued by an infant. From there, human perception connects to that environment with specialized sensory system for vision, audition, muscle positioning, touch, taste, and smell, selecting and coordinating complex layers of information in order to quickly arrive at meaning. Many perceptual abilities are present even before birth and undergo rapid development. Fascinating new research discoveries have been made that enable an understanding of how perceptual meanings are formed, serving as a bridge between the environment and a higher level of cognition. Now let us discuss further detail about development of perceptual abilities for infant. Perceptual development, a crucial aspect of cognitive development, is the process by which infants and children learn to interpret and understand sensory information from their environment. It involves the development of abilities to see, hear, touch, smell, and taste, and to make sense of these sensations in relation to the world around them. This development is closely linked to cognitive growth, influencing learning, problem solving, and academic performance. Some key aspects of perceptual development. Early sensory experience. Infants are born with basic sensory abilities, and their development is heavily influenced by the sensory information they receive from their environment. Exploration and discovery. As infants explore and interact with their surroundings, they learn to distinguish between different features, discover properties of objects, and understand relationship between them. Integration of senses. Perceptual development involves integrating information from different senses, for example, vision and touch, to form a coherent understanding of the world. Next, cognitive growth. Perceptual development is intertwined with cognitive development, impacting language acquisition, memory, attention, and problem solving skills. Influence of the environment. Providing a stimulating and supportive environment with varied sensory experiences is crucial for healthy perceptual development. Some examples of perceptual development. Infant facial recognition. Infant development the ability to distinguish between familiar and unfamiliar faces, including their caregivers' faces early in life. Infant possesses a possesses that develop remarkable ability to recognize faces from the very young age, even shortly after birth. This ability is not solely limited to faces, they can also recognize other visual patterns, suggesting a broader visual learning mechanism is at play. Early face recognition is primarily driven by low spatial frequencies. Visual perception. Children develop the ability to pursue the interpret visual information such as recognizing shapes, pattern, and objects. Visual perception, a core area in cognitive psychology, refers to the brain's ability to interpret and make sense of visual information received from the eyes. Look at these figures A and B. Both these lines are equal. Of course, it's equal, but look like the B is a longer one, but give a good perception. We can understand both lines are equal length. It's the process of recognizing shapes, colors, depth, and spatial relationship between objects. This involves both receiving sensory input, light, and actively constructing a meaningful representation of the world. Next one, auditory perception. Children Children learn to distinguish between different sounds, recognizing speech pattern, and develop language skills. Auditory perception, a key area in cognitive psychology, is the process by which the brain interprets and makes sense of sound. It involves not just the physical reception of sound waves by the ear, but also the complex cognitive process that allow us to recognize, understand, and respond to those sounds. This includes sound localization, speech perception, and the ability to attend to specific sound in a noisy environment. Motor skills. Perceptual development is linked to the development of motor skills as children learn to coordinate their movements with sensory information. These are some sensory information, that is some characters here: age, sex, and character, behavior, cognitive skills, motor skills, physical activities. These are the things. Motor skills in a context of cognitive psychology are not just physical movement but also involve intricate cognitive process that enables and facilitate those movements. These, these cognitive aspects include planning, motor planning, sensory feedback processing, and the formation of internal representations of movement in memory. Motor skills development is closely linked to cognitive development, with improvements in one area often correlating with improvements in the other. Impact on cognitive development. Academic performances. Children with well developed perceptual skills tend to perform better in academic areas like reading and mathematics. This all goes to academic performance, that is cognitive pattern, cognitive perspective, and knowledge structure. Cognitive psychology plays a significant role in understanding and predicting academic performance. Cognitive abilities like memory, attention, reasoning, and information processing are fundamental to learning and academic success. These abilities influence how effectively students acquire and utilize knowledge, impacting their performance in various academic tasks. Problem solving. Perceptual abilities enable children to analyze situations, identify potential problems, and develop solutions. In cognitive psychology, problem solving refers to the mental processes involved in discovering, analyzing, and resolving issues when a desired goal is not immediately attainable. It encompasses the cognitive skills needed to identify a problem, consider potential solutions, and choose the most effective course of action. Essentially, it's the process of navigating from an initial state to a desired goal state when the path is not immediately clear. Memory and attention. Perceptual development is linked to improved memory and attention as children learn to focus on relevant information and retain it. In cognitive psychology, memory and attention are closely intertwined. Attention acts as a filter, selecting which information enters memory, while memory guides what we pay attention to. Attention is crucial for encoding information into memory, and memories, in turn, influence how we direct our attention in the future. Further research, ecological and psychological perspectives. Researchers are exploring the interplay between the environment and perceptions, seeking to understand how these factors influence perceptual development. Top down and bottom up processing. Studies are examining the role of both sensory input and higher level cognitive processes in shaping perception. By understanding the principles of perceptual development, educators and caregivers can create environment that foster optimal learning and cognitive growth in children. So far we discussed about in cognitive psychology regarding perceptual development. You have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.